said everybody knows you can spit.
Yeah.
You got a verse?
I got it. All right. I'll give y'all something new that y'all gonna hear later on, but it goes like, I play the game like I'm supposed to. My coaster, new Costa Nostra. Give you a tweet, speak on beats, you won't get closer, keep the mystique. This industry will leave you lonesome. I love it, but it's nothing I proposed to. You ain't heard a knock like this since Jehovah. Witness the wickedness, beats got me suited like Mr. Tibbs. No solving crimes, 1,000 rhymes that got more coverage of the city than New York Times. The biggest dog since Juice and Gin. I got to drive like a chauffeur, young but trying to live fat like old Oprah. My competition is me, my flow is home for the known or those that live in the streets. I spit struggles to blow without going pop like bubbles. Rock mics, I bet if Jigsaw he would be puzzled. No more nice guy, this year I play the tyrant and stay fly from NY to Persnickety Islands, Brooklyn. Let's get it.
Nope.
Brooklyn means everything, man. Brooklyn made me who I am. It's what I represent. Brooklyn is hip hop, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people say it started in the Bronx, but man, Brooklyn, I ain't even gonna say that because I don't want no war between no boroughs and anything like that. But yeah, Brooklyn is definitely taking over rap right now, man. You got a lot of artists from Brooklyn doing their thing, and Brooklyn is a place to be, so it means everything, man. It's influenced my sound in a lot of different ways. You know, a lot of stuff in Brooklyn definitely inspires me as far as the way my music goes, like the architecture out here, the brownstones, the bridges, the water, the people, the restaurant, you know, Peaches we at right now. Like, it's definitely becoming a cool spot. We got the Barclays Center now. So everything about Brooklyn, it just makes you even more proud as an MC to be from this place that's becoming so popular, you know? I probably sound, if I was from LA, I'd probably sound like, you know, Long Beach or something. Like if I was, imagine me being from LA, I'd probably take it back, you know, be on my 93 G-Funk. I'm already trying to resurrect the G-Funk, which is a thing from LA, but if I was from LA, it'll only be worse, man. Like, man, you probably see me in khakis, you know, with a rare, you know, shirt that Snoop was wearing, or a rare hockey jersey from 93 or something like that. But yeah, I represent LA, you know. But I'm from Brooklyn, so I represent Brooklyn. Yeah, well, I named it Starvin Like Marvin for a Cool J song, and which is actually a LL Cool J line. But I didn't get it from the LL Cool J song. I actually got it from a video of Biggie. He was talking with his manager about a cock block or whatever. And Biggie was like, he thirsty, man, he's starving. Starvin Like Marvin for a Cool J song. And I heard it, and I just kept repeating it in the house and whatever, and I knew that I wanted a title crazy for this project. Like Common's first album was called Can I Borrow a Dollar? And to me, that title is amazing, like one of the greatest titles of all time. So I wanted something crazy that didn't sound like a title, something just out of nowhere. And it was Starvin Like Marvin for a Cool J song. And I flipped it so that it meant Starvin Like Marvin for, you know, LL Cool J song or whatever, but the majority of LL songs are hit records, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a successful dude, so it was like, I'm starving for that hit record, starving for that success. And if you listen to the album, it sounds very experimental, you know, it's a retro records, new records, but it's all up to the listeners to determine what's the hit record. Yeah, man, like that's something that I felt that I had to touch on there, you know, just not my friends not being focused on goals. Until this day, like I have friends that like were with me in the beginning when things started popping off, and then like now I gotta keep them away from me because they, you know, now they doing loser stuff. They smoking weed and, you know, they're not focused on the long, you know, like my mental is, it's not that you're smoking weed, but let's wait till we get to the top. Then you can sit and smoke weed. Just smoke weed in a mansion, you know what I'm saying? Let's wait till we get to that point. And that's always been my, you know, my mindset. That's always how I thought about things from young. So, you know, I forgot exactly what I said in the song, but I said something pertaining to that, like, you know, basically saying we all from Brownsville, we all coming from the same neighborhood, and we all used to hang out on the same blocks, you know, doing the same thing every single day. But I had to make a decision in my life. Do I want to stay on the block forever and hang out, or take this music thing seriously and, you know, go somewhere with it? So that's basically what I meant when I talked about it. I think it comes from just, you know, seeing my mom, like, struggle you know, and seeing things like, you know, my mom having to go, well, me and my mom having to go to the shelter, and, you know, like, because at that point I didn't have a father figure in my life. It was just me and my mom. So I always felt like, you know, this, even though I was a scrawny 8-year-old, I always felt like I had to be the man in the situation. So it was like I could do that through rapping, you know what I'm saying? I could make sure that my mom never struggles again through rapping. I could make sure that my sister never has to go to one of these, you know, public Brooklyn schools, and then a boy touch her wrong and I have to go up there and get myself into something. You know, I wanted to do that through rapping. I could get out of this through the rap music, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the dedication comes from. The fear of seeing my mom struggle again, or my sister having to go to a horrible school, little stuff like that, you know? Yeah, it's a true story. When I was young, because my mom, like, she's the type of mother, like, anything that could get to you, she's gonna use it to her advantage. Like, I just brought GTA 5, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a baby no more. I don't get in no trouble or nothing like that. It ain't like I get beatings or anything anymore. I'm 17 now, but, you know, like, say if I was 8 years old and I just bought GTA 5, she'd be like, if you don't wash the dishes, I'm breaking your video game. You know, like, anything that could get to you, she uses it to her advantage. So it's the same thing with the music. You know, she noticed that I have an insane love for music, and it was something that I really wanted to do. So it was like, okay, I was doing, you know, not too well in school at the point. So she's like, if you don't, you know, if you don't slack up in your grades this year, I'll pay for studio time. You'll get to record these records. And that was something that I was like, yo, that's a good deal right there. So let me just pick it up in school and I'll be able to, you know, become a star overnight. That's the way I was thinking. Yeah, I said, had a discussion with Mom Duke. She said, next year you're going to college. That's the intro to the tape, actually. Can't be sitting in the crib if you don't take off with this rhyming. And that's actually a discussion I had with my mom not too long ago. And when I say that, I'm not saying like I'm not gonna go to college or anything, kids out there, like go to college. But it's just something like, I'm gonna go to college eventually, but just not right away. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to, you know, blow up through this rapping first. And my mom is Jamaican, so it was like, yo, if you don't take off with this rap thing this year, it's straight go to college and then get a 9-to-5. Like, that's what I didn't say in the song that she said. She was on some, like, after you go to college, you're gonna get a 9-to-5, you're gonna work regular like everybody else. No offense, guys. Nothing like that. I'm not saying, you know, it's necessarily bad to have a 9-to-5, but rapping is my dream, you know what I'm saying? And I wanna dominate through rapping. So that's another thing that, you know, made me show more dedication towards my craft, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, if I don't blow up this year with this rapping, it's over. You know, I gotta fill out an application, you know, might work at McDonald's or Burger King or something like that, and that's not really the move for me, man. Yeah, well, my mom is she's definitely a huge supporter of my career. She's pretty much like the A&R. Yeah, she's pretty much the A&R. Like, she helps with the, as far as the songs and the music. As far as the mixtapes and the free projects I put out, I kind of A&R those. But when it comes to major records, she has like a good ear for what's gonna blow, I guess. Or she has a good ear. She knows what she likes, and most of the time what she likes is what other people like, the majority of other people like. So, but yeah, she's been here from the beginning. She allowed me to do the rap thing, so. Because I started professionally at 9 years old, so I needed my mom's approval. Still do, because I'm still a minor. She still has to sign a contract, so she's like the boss of everything. But yeah, my mom is definitely my #1 supporter, man. I would say my little sister, but she's a sellout, a Justin Bieber fan, man. You know, so definitely my mom. Oh, she didn't, actually. My mom didn't expose me to a lot of different kinds of music. My mom only listened to, well, I guess you could say the music she listened to had some sort of, you know, had something to do with the music I listened to, because she listened to, like, it's a universal thing. Like, when my mom was 16, that's when Wu-Tang and all the, you know, that's when rap was in its prime. That's when, you know, rap was popping. But she didn't care about rap. Like, when everybody else was listening to the newest Wu-Tang, the newest Tribe Called Quest, she was listening to, you know, James Ingram and Celine Dion, like, you know what I'm saying? That's when she was 16, when she was young. That's the type of music she liked, and it's the same thing with me. You know, I'm 17 years old now, and everybody's listening to, I woke up in a new Bugatti, you know, and I'm listening to Angela Bofill and Alfie Silas and all these different types of music. So I guess you could say what she listened to has some sort of, you know, has something to do with what I listen to now. Well, I tried to tell not necessarily what I think, but what, you know, I could tell like a homie that I grew up with thinks, you know what I'm saying? Because when I got into the business, I started at a young age, so it was like I had time to sit back and watch what it was gonna be like, and then, you know, with stuff like the TV show, you know, the X Factor, you know, that definitely opened my eyes, and I made the record to kind of tell like, it's a song for an up-and-coming artist that's young like myself. It's like, yo, I'm warning you, you know, I know this is what you think right here. You think it's just have the hottest bars and you blow up overnight, but it's so much more to it. You know, you got to deal with this and that and the business side of everything. And it's like, you know, you thought you knew this world of hip hop, and it's a whole different world than you think you know. So I kind of try to make it like a warning record to any up and coming artist. I'm not saying hate the game or anything like that, but I'm saying like be prepared, because this is what you're gonna have to go through. This is what it's gonna be like for you. But I tried to say it in the form of a story, you know, I guess. Well, I mean, I try to make real life music and give advice through my music. Like one artist I think was great at that was Tupac Shakur. He was amazing. Like he made everyday music, you know, real life music. Like you could listen to his music if you was up in Hollywood in the hills, or if you was taking a train. You know, it doesn't matter who you were, where you at, where you were. He just made real life music that everybody could relate to, and that's really what I tried to tap into on this album, this project, Starvin Like Marvin for a Cool J song. And that's why a lot of the songs are about everyday situations or advice. Songs like Hollywood, produced by Brandon Deshay, which is telling you, you know, it's actually describing the careers of certain artists. I ain't gonna put nobody on blast. Not about me yet, because I ain't reached that point, you know, to fall yet. But well, hopefully I never fall. But yeah, you know, a song like Hollywood, which is warning you about the game, is telling you this is what it really is, as well as strangers. And a song like Lisa, about, you know, a girl who's not who she pretends to be. You know, a Christian girl who you know, she pretends to be this perfect girl, but she's really a smut. It's a lot of those out here in Brooklyn, you know, I'm pretty sure everywhere in the world. But the point is to make real life music, everyday music that people can, you know, they hear a story and they can be like, yo, I know what that's like, you know what I'm saying? That was crazy, man. Shout out to BET, they always show me love. Yeah, that was crazy, because everybody is, you know, that's what they tune in for, the BET Hip Hop Awards every year. Like, that's the most important thing. One of the most important things in hip hop every year is the Cypher. You know, it's a routine that comes from the corner, and I'm glad to see BET, you know, taking stuff like that and, you know, putting it out into the mainstream, putting it on television, on the internet, so people could see. And it was great. I was in there with Problem, Bad Luck, and Asia Sparks, and that was my first time being in the Cypher, seeing how everything worked. I was able to meet DJ Premier. You know, that was definitely like a moment that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Like, I was able to meet DJ Premier and talk about Justin Bieber. Like, how many people get to say that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's definitely a great experience, man. Like, and I mean, I can't really describe it. I was very excited, still am excited, and something that I could go look back to and be like, yo, Eminem was in that Cypher, Kanye was in that Cypher, I was in that Cypher too, so it's definitely dope, man. Yeah, I mean, the whole lyricist thing, I think, like, that's why Starvin Like Marvin for a Cool J song and Deadbeats and Lazy Lyrics sound completely different, because the Deadbeats and Lazy Lyrics, like, I can't listen to it now, you know what I'm saying? Because it's dope, but for me, you had to really like 90s music in order to like that project, as opposed to the new things I'm doing. I'm trying to make records now, you know, like now, I think people know I can spit, like that's over there now. Now the goal is to show people like, yo, I can make records, I can make radio playable records, even though I don't support the radio. But you know, the whole goal is to get in the mix now, and you know, cause the whole real hip hop thing, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real hip hop at all times at the end of the day, but that ain't, you know, that ain't making bread right now. You gotta get in the mix and be doing what's new and what's modern while still staying true to yourself. So I'm really mastering that right now. You know?
to the